Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to Model Kit Monday. This week we'll be taking a look at the Dom R35 Mr. Ral's mobile suit from Gundam Build Fighters Try. Specifically its final episode, where there was a giant battle royale going on, and everybody had Gunpla, including a new mobile suit for Mr. Ral. And Mr. Ral, of course, was inspired by the classic villain character from the original Gundam series, Ral, and this suit harkens back to the fact that Ral had ordered Dom mobile suits to be delivered for his attack against White Base, but Zeon never delivered, and he was always wanting to have Doms in his army, but instead he just got Zaku's and Goose. So this is where this kit's origin comes from. It's basically a Dom in the colors of the Goof R35, which is Mr. Ral's other Gunpla. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the 172nd Dom mold. Sure. I don't know, they've used this thing a lot. So here is the Dom R35. It is basically a Dom that has a few modifications, but overall is mostly the same Dom mold we've gotten for years. So, taking a look at him here, you can see that he does have thrusters on the front, on the back, plus a couple extra ones back here, which are articulated on hinges, which is kind of interesting. So they can extend as far as that, or you can kind of connect them up here, like this. It's okay. I don't honestly know why it does that at all. There's really no purpose to that. He also does have some attack claws on him here, as you can see, fold out on the arm and on the kneecap, but it is harder to get it open on the kneecap. It is really kind of tight, and it's the only thing that's really tight on this kit at all. Let's see. Yeah, it's really hard to get it out, but it does fold out similar to that. But other than that, that's basically it. It's not a very complex design. It's basically just a blue Dom with some slight improvements. Now his head up here does have the functionality that a lot of single-eyed Zeon mobile suits have, which is that the eye is on a ball joint. So you can adjust this and place the face back on, and now his eye is in a different place. So you do have this option there, just on a simple ball joint connection, which is really nice overall. I think it's a cool little feature to include. We'll just leave it kind of there for now, as the white balance goes insane. And that was where one of the problems begins. But talking about his articulation, if we can actually get my camera to not turn orange when my hands appear. Here we go. Okay. So for articulation, you got the neck turns left and right, in addition to the eyeball that I already showed. You got shoulders that swivel forward and back, as well as back. They got quite a nice range to them, actually. You have a rotation here, you have a double joint elbow, a ball joint wrist, upper torso joint, hips, the skirt armor does move out of the way, rotation here, double joint knee, and an ankle that does go left and right and forward and back. It's on a pivot. Plus it goes really far forward. That's a problem, isn't it? Yeah. So anyways, let's talk about this guy's major flaw, and that is his mold degradation. Because I've used the Dom mold so many times, this guy's kind of flimsy. If you notice that he just kind of like topples over, it's because there's pretty much the mold has degraded over the time that they've used it. They've used it so much over the years that it really is super loose in a lot of the connection ports, especially the feet. I think the feet are the biggest problem because they're big and chunky, but that connection is just non-existent because the mold has degraded so much. He is just loose in a lot of places, which is a legit problem with the Gunpla, and it doesn't make it a very solid kit. But he does include some cool weapons. His only weapons are a pair of shields. These shields have spikes on them, so they're useful there, and he has handles to hold onto them in addition to the pegs on his arms. But that's it. That is the only weapon he comes with. Luckily, it has a secondary configuration. The shields can be reconfigured as guns. As you can see, there's tiny gun barrels in there, and honestly, this is probably the cooler configuration of the two. So you have a couple arm-mounted guns made from the shields. Other than that, he includes one other accessory, and that is a splayed open left hand. that's it. So overall, I gotta say, Dom R35 is a little bit of a disappointment. I really wanted this kit to be great, because I love the concept of, you know, we have a character that is similar appearance to Ral, and we can finally give him a Dom in his classic goof colors. But the kit has so many issues with poor sticker placement, and mold degradation, and just lack of functionality. There's not anything else to this guy. It would have been really cool to see like the goof whip make a return. But instead all we get is the 2 shields and a hand. Not a whole lot, especially for a full-priced kit. So Dom R35 is kind of a hard sell. I'd say only pick it up if you really like the concept behind it, or you want more Doms for like a troop-built Dom army, or if you like Mr. Ral and want to collect all his mobile suits. Other than that, I can't really recommend this to anyone aside from big Ramba Ral fans or Mr. Ral fans. It's not really made for anyone else. So overall, that's the Dom R35. Stay tuned for the next episode where I'll be taking a look at something that's not from Build Fighters, which should be interesting. Anyways, until then, subscribe to Soundout 12 for 3 videos a week. Model Kit Monday on Mondays, Soundout's Toy Chest, the Mystery Review Series on Thursdays, and the Soundout Review on Saturdays. Till next time, Soundout saying goodbye.